Oh, that's not what this says anyway.
Because
I've got a list of...
There's no bullets in it left after you shoot all the things, so you try to do it and he just took the gunner.
Interesting. So we both didn't save Kate.
No.
Apparently, if you did manage to save Kate, here's the differences. Kate will step down from the roof. She'll be absent in episode 3. She's transferred from Blackwell to the hospital. There are no memorials, and Kate's door-to-her room is barren aside from police tape. The slates in the girls' dorm hallway reflect the fact that Kate is alive. Kate's slate is filled with positive messages. And in episode 3, Kate will text message Max, thanking her for restoring her faith, and telling Max that she must be an angel. That's pretty nice. The next choice is you could either blame David, Nathan, or Mr. Jefferson I believe that's the scene with the principal.
Scene with the principal.
They call you into
after the whole Kate thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I went with blaming Nathan because he's a piece of dirt.
I think I did too.
It's interesting though. Like in hindsight, I forgot you could blame Mr. Jefferson.
Yeah, straight up there. Well, let's just see what that would have done.
Well, I think it's not blaming him for what she did, but just blaming him for not doing anything about it. Because he would have seen...
Apparently, if you blame Mr. Jefferson, it's the only option that doesn't need proof, and Mr. Jefferson will not be allowed to go to LA with the winner of the Everyday Hero contest. Which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Moving on to episode 3. Chaos Theory. You could either steal the money or leave the money.
I left the money.
Yeah, I left the money too. Apparently...
We're too similar.
We did. Apparently, if you steal the money... Shit, what happens? Because they were using it to build a ramp for the dorm rooms, because it's stairs. They wanted a disabled access, and apparently it's not there later on.
Oh, they just don't get it.
Yeah.
It's the disability fund or something.
Yeah, it's so heavy. Then you could kiss Chloe or not kiss Chloe.
They kiss Chloe.
It says that this doesn't officially do anything yet, but it will probably lead you to the Max and Chloe ending. You could either side with David or with Chloe. They have a bit of a confrontation.
I think up until the end, I would always side with Chloe.
I think I sort of did too. And yeah, if you side with Chloe, they kick David out.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely did that. I called him out. I was like, there's surveillance cameras all around the house.
It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Then you could either get Frank's dog hurt or you could keep it safe.
Kept it safe.
I did too. It's heavy. You can fully kill the dog.
The dog had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, he was innocent in all
It was
this.
so obvious too. The choice was throw the bone into the car park or throw the bone into the street. I was like, come on.
And then the last choice kind of determines who has David's gun, whether Chloe has it or Frank has it, which is kind of weird.
Well, I never even had that choice because I never had the gun.
This is awkward. The list I have only goes up to episode 3.
And thanks to the miracles of editing, that list instantly turns into the full list.
It's almost actually kind of like in Life is Strange, where we like rewound time and it allowed us to take like there's actually a parallel universe where you and I stumble and stutter and actually
I think I actually die of a heart attack.
And I actually
from just the stress.
Moving on. So the first major choice in episode 4, The Dark Room, is whether or not you killed Chloe. This is in the alternate timeline. She asks you to help her commit suicide.
Oh.
I did it.
I also did it.
It was pretty rough.
Because that's what I would want someone to do to me if I was like, I'm already dying and my parents are fucking going under.
The more we go through this, the more I realize I actually really enjoyed this game. Like, some of this shit, I've never seen another game tackle anything like that. It's so hectic, and you just have to fucking do it and, like, watch her die.
Yeah.
It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, no, I did it.
I think we touched on this next.
I wish I could have done it with a pillow, though.
Just classic. The next choice was whether you decided to stop Warren from attacking Nathan, or whether you let him go.
I told him to, like, I told him to stop beating him up.
Apparently that doesn't really have an effect. No matter the choice, the game will go as usual. You and Chloe will leave the dormitory.
Nathan's still gonna die.
The third important choice, it's divided between 3 main parts. You could either let Chloe kill Frank. Chloe kills Frank and his dog. Chloe wounded Frank. Chloe wounds Frank by shooting his leg, and no one got hurt. That's the one I got.
I got Chloe wounded Frank by shooting him in the leg.
Interesting.
I think this has to do with me not having the gun, or thinking of having the gun, because it would always end in Chloe getting shot.
Yeah, that was pretty hectic, actually.
It took me a while to figure out how to do this without Chloe getting shot.
It's interesting. We didn't even really touch on this. Sometimes there's these, like, word puzzles where you need to, like, figure out, like, not annoy people and,
yeah.
like...
That's like the one in the diner where you've got to get the keys off Frank, and to do that you've got to just go through the ringer.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
I couldn't figure this one out. It took me a while. And I was like, because I shot him in the leg, and I was like, that's probably not good. So I tried to do it again, and the only thing I could do was shoot him in the leg. No, I figured out that if I started the conversation off by saying, could you shut your door because your dog scares me?
Oh, okay.
He would always shut the door for you, so the dog stopped being a problem. But then I could only get as far as getting Frank shot in the leg. Interesting.
I think this all comes from because you found out about his and Rachel's relationship.
Yeah, and I call him on it, I think. Because I think I revealed to him that I was in his camper. Yeah. I talk about photos or the journal or something, and he's like,
that pisses him off. The fourth last decision is trying to warn Victoria about the dark room.
I did warn her, and it was successful.
I did too. Yeah, no, I did too. That one wasn't too interesting. Yeah.
Episode 5.
Yes.
This is great.
It really is, isn't it?
This is good shit.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah, Kale?
Actually, you're going to need to cut it again.
What did you do? What'd you do? Declare it to the podcast first before I cut it. What'd you do? Does this not have episode 5?
It has episode 5, but it's just not how
So when you looked through it after we cut the last time, you didn't look through it?
No, what really happened was episode 4 was there.
So you got episode 5 there now?
I do.
Instantly.
Chaos Theory.
Through the powers of Chaos Theory, episode 5 just appeared.
It's beautiful.
There's a chance of anything happening. You know, with Chaos Theory, there's a chance you could put all your washing in the dryer, and then when you open the dryer, it's all neatly folded.
Interesting.
Chaos Theory. It's fucking hectic.
This is interesting. I kind of thought there was a bit more to it, but apparently the first and last important choice in the whole game is whether or not you sacrifice Chloe or Arcadia Bay.
I guess, yeah, that's fair. Everything's in motion by that point.
Yeah. And we already spoke about this.
Oh, that means everything you do, like going to the competition, like there's nothing you can really do differently.
It's pretty all set in stone.
Well, I let Chloe die because she was an annoyance to me for a large portion of the game.
I let her die, but it was sort of a beautiful, poignant moment.
And then Spanish Sahara played, and my heart was ripped out of my chest and thrown on the ground.
It's pretty hectic, and like everyone comes to the funeral. It's pretty chill.
Yeah, it was.
I wanted to talk a little bit more about that last episode, though. Because it does some things really well. The fucking forced stealth section was a bit of a bummer.
I'm going to give you 5 minutes to talk about this. The nightmare, you know what was the biggest bummer? Because I was trying to get the platinum in one playthrough.
Yep.
And I wanted to quickly talk about how I think trophies were implemented very well until then.
Yeah, there's that one.
And they're like, because like she's a photographer, that's part of her character, and so like the only extra trophies you have to get is taking these photos.
Yep.
And some of them are not the easiest things to figure out, so I just had a guide the whole time. But let's not talk about that.
It's pretty easy.
But then you're in this fucking nightmare, and she starts taking fucking photos.
I did want to say quickly, I thought one of the coolest moments in the trophy hunting is when you're in the junkyard in episode 1, 2.
Oh, and also searching for bottles twice in this game. Once was
I love that they brought it back
and they
in
did
the nightmare. And she comments on it. She's like, it must be a nightmare if I'm looking for these bottles again.
That's a self-awareness, I guess, but why have it at all if it's a chore? But anyway, sorry, you were saying something.
Yeah, in the first, I believe it's the first episode, you take a picture of the deer.
Like the ghost deer.
Yeah, and then if you check her journal, it's a picture of nothing. I thought that was pretty fucking awesome.
That's pretty
I actually
cool.
got chills, because you take the picture of it and you're like, something looks weird about that, and you check it and it's just an empty Polaroid.
That's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty chill.
Yeah,
early signs of something strange.
anytime I had to look for something in this game, I felt like it was a pain. Like, even gathering the materials for the bomb in the school.
Yeah, I didn't have trouble with that.
No, I was
out.
silly. I didn't read the textbook, so I didn't find out where to get the fertilizer from.
Oh,
I didn't realize it was fertilizer, so I'm looking like, where the fuck is this? Sodium hydroxide or whatever it was.
But back to episode 5. I really like, the atmosphere of that, aside from the stealth bit, which was a little bit meh, and kind of went on for a bit too long. I really liked... You're constantly getting those text messages from everyone, like her mum saying you're a disappointment, and like
and when you've got to talk to Jefferson, you have to say like, "Oh, our dark room," or "I can't wait to be your model," and she's like, "I don't want to say any of this," but you just have to choose one.
And even like the bit where you replay that first scene again, and you walk out and everything's reversed.
Yeah,
that's outrageously cool.
I actually, as much as it kind of didn't make sense to me that you're taking photos in a nightmare, I did enjoy that while everything's going backwards, you have to take the photo of the skeleton. And because it's all backwards, instead of pressing square to take the photo, you have to you have to go into your journal because backwards.
That's cool. That's cool.
I thought that was clever.
I also really liked that fucking nightmarish scene where you're in the dorms. And you just keep running through the doors.
Oh, and you become like Victoria, and you become different characters.
Did you see, like, if you look out the windows?
There's a big squirrel.
There's the big squirrel, but the one that fucking freaked me out more was you walk up to a window and look out, and it's just the yard, but it's full of dead whales.
Oh, I did see that.
I was like, that's fucking twisted. I was actually, like, got a little bit scared.
Oh, you would.
Because I was playing it at night in the dark with headphones on, and I was just going, this is fucking warped.
Took me so long to find the fucking key. Like, because you've got to...
I can't even remember how you get out. I was in there for ages.
You've got to go into... Like, you change to Victoria, you've got to go into Victoria's room. You come out as, I think, Kate, and then you've got to go into Kate's room, and it's the whole thing. But there was just... Before you even change into different characters, there's a key near the window.
Yep.
Like, on a desk, and I just walked through... I'm going to say, like, 10 doors before I was like, what the fuck?
What is happening?
And then I found the key and was like, oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I think we should wrap up. But look, I thoroughly enjoyed this game. I think it was amazing.
Do you want to start scoring spoiler casts?
That's interesting. I said to you, if I'd played this last year, I would have argued for it for Game of the Year.
Nah, see, and I disagreed wholeheartedly. I'd say maybe it'd be my top 5, but I don't think it would have ever crossed my mind as the Game of the Year.
Even the fact that you'd put it in your top 5 means it must have been really good considering
what
the
was
games
in there?
We had
Rocket League, The Witcher, Bloodborne. I'd knock Dying Light out for it.
Yeah, Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
But see, even that's a pretty big call. It must have been a pretty great game.
Yeah, but only because it was. It was just innovative.
Would you say
the writing and like if I'm complaining about the writing in Life is Strange, Dying Light's writing is nothing to write home about.
It's hot trash. Would you say you enjoyed it more than any of the Telltale games you played last year? Tales from the Borderlands, Game of Thrones. What else did we play last year?
I think that's all I played.
Yeah. Tales from the Borderlands was pretty dope, but I think this edged it out for me.
I don't know, because they both had these... It's funny, because they both had the moments with a perfectly picked song at the perfect time.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Because when James Blake... Oh, this is actually a spoiler for Borderlands.
Maybe avoid it, then.
No, I'm going to do it. But
right.
Just, like, maybe skip a minute if you haven't finished Borderlands. Tales from the Borderlands. From now, skip 1 minute. When Loaderbot dies on the planet of whatever it's called. I forget what it's called. Hyperion planet.
Oh, yep.
And you're getting jettisoned out and you see Loaderbot and he like sacrifices himself.
It's pretty awesome.
And James Blake comes on.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's fucking epic.
So
I don't know. That's a tough one. They're different games. You know?
But they're actually very similar. They're the same genre of game. So they're not
Yeah,
really...
but I feel like there's more... Oh, I guess, no, you got the quick time events in. See, Tales from the Borderlands, I'd almost maybe edge out Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that was the weaker one for me, certainly.
But only just. I go back to thinking about the end battle in Tales from the Borderlands, which was so good.
It was really cool.
But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, so I bought this game digitally, and I liked it so much that when they announced a physical release, I bought it, because I just want to have this game.
And that worked very well for me, because I just took Kale's physical copy of the game and played it.
that.
He pretty much bought me a $70 platinum. Thank you.